All right. So we are sitting down for our second match of the night. We just got finished with the Inter Miami versus Charlotte game, which the scoreline looked a lot more skewed towards Miami than I feel like that game actually was. Charlotte actually did a really, really good job of, of keeping Messi quiet for, I would say, a 90% of that game. A lot of the opportunities that Inter Miami did end up having in that game were actually not because of Messi. The first two goals had really nothing to do with Messi. The first one was a penalty against, there was a handball, and then there was a foul against, it was like Arroyo or something like that. I think it was Arroyo. And so it really had nothing to do with Messi. Charlotte actually did a really good job in that game. But I think that this game that's about to start, that actually supposed to start like 30 minutes ago, and I'm glad it didn't, because if it had, I wouldn't have been able to do this stream. But because it's starting late, like every other single game in the League's Cup has, I think that this is the game that potentially could be the game of the tournament. For me, before Messi joined Miami, I think LAFC versus, I'm not even going to try a Spanish accent, but LAFC versus Monterrey could have been a good match for the final. I think that these two teams are very, very good. LAFC is, I think, at the top of MLS right now. And Monterrey is one of, like, I think the top two teams right now in Liga MX. I think it's them and Club America. So I think that this is going to be a really, really interesting match. Now, as a U.S. men's national team fan, it kills me to say this, but I think I'm going to have to pull for Monterrey tonight. And especially because I lived in LA when my fandom for soccer as an adult really began. And like, probably my team is LA Galaxy, as much as I hate to admit that right now because they suck. I think that this is something I never thought I would do. I never thought I would root against an LA team, even though I hate LA. Never thought I would root against an LA team in favor of a Mexican team, just because of that rivalry between the U.S. men's national team and the Mexican national team. I never expected to root for a Mexican team because of that rivalry, not because of anything else. I just want to clarify that, because it's YouTube and all of the societal shit going on right now. But I really want Monterrey to actually pull this out because I want Liga MX to still have a presence in this tournament. I agree with the call at the end of the Club America game, but I went back and I'd done a test stream on Facebook before I had the ability to stream here on YouTube. And I went back and I rewatched it, and my reaction throughout it, I think the end call was the correct call. I think calling back that final penalty was the correct penalty. But there were a number of times throughout the game where I was like, that should have been a foul. Why wasn't that a foul? And almost every time it was something that should have been a foul for in Club America's favor, almost every time. And so I do understand some of the gripes. I don't think it was rigged for against Club America, and it was for Nashville. I don't think it was rigged for the MLS team because, again, Club America, I've said this on a couple of comments that I've posted, but Club America is one of the biggest teams in all of Mexico. The last thing that the powers that be of MLS, Liga MX, and the League's Cup would want is one of the biggest Mexican teams to go out in the round of 16. It's the last thing that they would really want. But because they're out, I hate to do it. I really hate to do it. but I've got to pull. I've got to pull for Monterrey tonight. I really want to have a Liga MX team in the semifinals. And if a team is going to do that, I think Monterrey is the team that can do it. But can they get around to LAFC? That's going to be the question, because LA, easy for me to say, LAFC has been on fire. They've been very solid. They've got a great team. Bouanga, Carlos Vela, they really, really good players. So it'll be interesting. So we got the kickoff that just started. So let's see how this game goes. Again, I hate to do it, but I'm pulling for Monterrey. And right off the bat, we got LAFC right outside of Monterrey's box, pushing forward, and Bouanga wins a penalty? Literally a penalty on the fucking 18-second mark. What the fuck? Holy shit. It's a penalty at the 18 seconds. 18 seconds into this game, and they just called a penalty. Wow. And yeah, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. The only thing I can think of that the only reason why they may end up calling this back is Bouanga hit that ball and it was clearly going out. It's the only reason why they may end up taking a look at this and calling it back. But if they don't, that's a clear penalty. The Monterrey player clearly took out Bouanga's feet from underneath him. Now, again, he had that ball going clearly out of bounds. But we're a minute into this game and we're already setting up for a penalty. What? I'm going to need... I should have bought another bottle of whiskey before this. They're not even looking at it. It's a penalty. All right, Bouanga's taking it. What do we do? And it's in. We're not even a minute and a half into this game, and LAFC just took the lead. And Bouanga just did his signature front flip. Holy crap. Literally right off the bat, that we were not even a minute into this game, and Bouanga draws the penalty. And just absolute class with that finish. Perfect penalty. Although I don't like Bouanga's follow-up. I got to admit. And people may give me shit for this, but because I get that, you're going to talk shit. Talking shit is fine. It's a minute and a half into the game. You just scored a penalty, and he's staring down the goalkeeper as he goes to run over and celebrate. It's like, dude, I get it, but I don't know. I don't think that's really necessary a minute and a half into the game. There's so much game left to play. Yeah, LAFC's got the ball back again. Monterrey's got to get possession here and just slow this game down. They've got to just work on passes, even if it's just a singular triangle and they're just passing it back and forth. They've got to do something. That is the worst possible way they could have started this game. I feel like that's a worse way to start this game than if they were to just concede a regular goal in the regular run of play in the first minute. If they were to concede a goal in the first minute of play, in the run of play, that wouldn't have impacted them as much as a penalty 20 seconds into the game. I think it was the 22nd mark. That's nuts. Maybe I should have said I was rooting for LAFC and then maybe Monterrey would have won. All right, Monterrey's got the ball now. They try to get it out to the side, but they pass it directly to LAFC. Monterrey is not off to a good start. If you've ever seen the video clips of the U.S. women's national team when they played the Dallas under 15 boys team, it's very much how this first 4.5 minutes look right now for Monterrey. That's not what I wanted to see. Still early, but that is not at all what I wanted to see for this. Yeah, LAFC is putting pressure on this ball. I almost feel like some of the Mexican teams just were like, you know what? We don't want to travel across the U.S. We don't want to go like not. Oh, they're pushing now. Oh, Monterrey in. All right, LAFC blocks it out. I think a lot of the Liga MX teams, I feel like a lot of them just didn't necessarily want to really deal with a lot of what this tournament was going to bring. The travel that a lot of those teams had to go through, like they signed a contract, they agreed to the tournament knowing the travel was going to be there, but I feel like a lot of that has impacted the Liga MX teams and not necessarily performing as well. All right, Monterrey's got it right outside of LAFC's box. Try to cross it in. LAFC gets it out. Monterrey kind of gets it back for a second, and then it goes out for a goal kick. Like, granted, in the group stages, yeah, some of the American teams had to travel too, but not necessarily in the same ways that the Liga MX teams did. And I will say that, like, that's other than that, it's not rigged, but I do think that does have an impact. Oh, more internet issues. Yay for living in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in the middle of the desert. All right, LAFC's got the ball. And again, they're pushing forward. They want 5 or 6 goals from the way that it's looking tonight. They're pushing hard. All right, Monterrey's got the ball back. Just outside their box, though. Back to the keeper. Gets it outside to the right. Keeping the ball on the ground. Some good passes, though, relieving some pressure. And they draw the foul. And it's a yellow card already, and it looks like it's for Kellen Acosta. I don't need to see the replay on that. It was a foul for sure, but I don't know about a yellow card. Kellen Acosta hasn't been called for any other fouls yet tonight, so I don't know about a yellow, but yeah. Commentators are saying it's an early, strong decision to call a yellow card. I mean, he went hard on the Monterrey player's foot, but I think that should have been like, dude, one more, and yeah, you get the yellow card. I think that should have been like a final warning, not necessarily a yellow card this early. But that's refereeing in Leagues Cup 2023. What can you do? I love these keeps. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Liga MX for Monterrey and LAFC now. It's just fun to say, but no, I love these LAFC kits. I love these like black and gold with that like Art Deco design on them. It's absolutely classy. LAFC wins position and they're on for the break. It's like 4 against 4. Pushes it forward to Bouanga right outside the box. He tries to cross it forward. Goes to the other side though, and it goes out for a Monterrey throw in. Really good counter there from LAFC. Just that final. There's nobody coming in on the far post. If somebody had been coming in on that far post, that would have been all for LAFC. Oh, and Monterrey's on the run now. They try to cross it over. Oh, doesn't that cross from one side of the field to the other doesn't quite get to the open player, but man, they had an opportunity there. With the amount of money that's on the line, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. It's because I've drank like half a bottle of whiskey tonight. But with the amount of money that's on the line, I'm really hoping that Monterrey turns it on tonight, because right now it just looks like LAFC wants it more. But Monterrey's got the ball. That should have been a foul. It looks like he's playing potentially another foul, but it looks like he's playing advantage. Monterrey's pushing forward, got space on the right-hand side, gets it over to him, pushing forward, gets across in, it's out by LAFC easily. Absolutely easily. Now LAFC is on the run the other way. Oh, and there's tons of space. He tries to do a cheeky little chip over the top, and it just goes flying. Way to go, Mario. Way to go, Mario. You gave it a little feather up from Super Mario World, and it just went just flying away. So yeah, if you're watching this, we're 10 and a half minutes into this game. With the other game I watched tonight, I'm like half a bottle of whiskey in. So by the end of this stream, my language is going to be slurred and I'm going to be saying some stupid shit. So I hope you're in for it. It's going to be an interesting ride as I finish off the rest of this bottle of whiskey. All right, Monterrey's got the ball. Some good space. They changed the play. Can't think of the right phrasing for that. I know there's a proper phrasing for it, but they just kind of nudge it out of bounds, and it's a throw in now for LAFC. I like these Monterrey jerseys. I don't like them with the sponsors on them. I think the sponsors absolutely destroy the jersey, but if the sponsors weren't there, that jersey's absolutely solid. I like that, just that's blue sash across the front. That's very classy. Monterrey's, they're holding on to the ball now, which is a good sign. They don't look panicked. They look very, very patient. This is a good sign. I like that Monterrey is starting to kind of settle into this. Yeah, they got punched right away. I think it's Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. And they punched in the face. And it looks like they're being able to take that initial punch, and now they're settling into it. So, and right now, for the past 8 minutes, they've looked more solid. Their passes are energetic. They've got good vision of the field. They just changed the field of play over to the right, outside of the box, passed it in, but a bad first touch, and it goes over to LAFC. And now Bouanga's got the ball, and he is pushing forward. And I'm sure that's the wrong pronunciation of that name, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. And he tries to get around somebody, but it goes directly to a Monterrey player. They push it forward. That's a really good ball. That was a really, really good ball. Chiellini barely kept him off of it. What's his name? I know that Monterrey player's name. He's a Mexican national league or national team player. I know his name, but I can't think of his name. That was a really good pass in a very dangerous place. And that forced the keeper to come out at the right time, because if he came out just a second later, that's a penalty. But he came out at the right time. He was able to get that ball out. But Monterrey's got the ball again, and again, they're looking more patient. They're looking more solid. Not necessarily like a counter-strike solid, but just we're gonna hold possession. We're gonna try and just pass back and forth until we open up some space, and then we're gonna punish you. That's what Monterrey looks like, what they're trying to do right now. And LAFC, it looks like they're okay with that, because it looks like they're playing a counter-strike plan. Monterrey passes it forward, and tons of space on the right-hand side. What a great pass. What a great pass. Again, tons of space, crossed in. Doesn't make it past Chiellini, though, for LAFC. The first defender goes right over to LAFC's keeper. But what a pass to free him up on the right side for Monterrey. Tons and tons of space and a really good run. I don't know who that was that passed it, but that was really good vision to see that run on the far side of the field. All right, so we got an LAFC throw in. Now, outside of this game, tomorrow here in my area in Arizona, we've got a Phoenix Rising USL game. I think I'm going to go to it, and I'm going to do a little vlog for it and just kind of record my experience on it and post that up in the next few days. So if you see this video, if you see this live stream at any point, keep your eye out for that. That's probably something I'm going to post sometime next week. So Monterrey's on the run again, though. But LAFC is putting shit tons of pressure on the ball. But Monterrey keeps possession. They're keeping patient. Monterrey's not panicking right now. They're sticking to their game plan, it looks like. And that's boding well, I feel like, for the rest of this game. I guess that's the disadvantage of, I guess, drawing a penalty at the 22nd mark and scoring that penalty at a minute and a half into the game, because there's almost the entire game left, and anything can happen in soccer or football within a minute and a minute and a half. So I guess that's the downside of going up that early. But Monterrey's looked the more solid team for the whiskey mind for the majority of this game. And now they're pushing forward. Oh, he's got tons of space on the left, gets it out. Oh, he tries to get it to him, but it's too heavy, and he goes out for a goal kick. Man, it's such a shame that the backside of the Monterrey and all of the Liga MX jerseys, it's such a shame that they're all destroyed by such awful advertisement images. Like, without those sponsored images all across the jerseys, that would be such a beautiful jersey. But that Tecate across the back and all the other logos on the back, it's so ugly. On the field, it looks fine, but as a fan, I would never want to wear something like that. Monterrey tries to get it forward, but LAFC gets it. Bouanga tries to push forward, but no, or Kellen Acosta rather tries to push forward, but Monterrey ends up winning a throw in. All right, Monterrey's got possession now, trying to build out of their backside. That's not what I meant. That's dirty minds. Dirty minds. Not what I meant. But yeah, they're trying to build out of the back. Now they're pushing forward. Tons of space. He should have kept running forward, but he passed it forward. Ref plays advantage, it looks like. Into the box, and it's out by Chiellini. Bouanga's got the ball now. Whenever I see Chiellini, man, it makes me fucking sad, because he's a year older than I am, and man, he looks like he's 55 years old. He looks like he's ready for senior citizenship almost, and he's like a year and a half older than I am. Every time I see him, it just makes me like hang my head almost. It's just like, dude, you're like my age. Monterrey gets it in the center of the box. He shoots it, and it's blocked out by LAFC. All right, LAFC's got the ball. Now they're slowing it down a little bit. Pressure from Monterrey, and LAFC gets the throw in. God, I look at Chiellini and I literally feel like he should have like an AARP card. I feel like he should be able to go walk up to a movie theater and be like, "Yeah, can I get the senior citizen ticket?" But he's like my age. We would have been in high school at the same time. And it's just like, dude, how is that the case, man? But then again, like 95% of the people on the field are younger than I am. Bouanga should have got a yellow card for that one. I feel like that was a little bit of a vicious. Wasn't like violent or anything, but that was a pretty like purposeful foul. All right, Monterrey's got it on the left-hand side. Tries to back heel it in. Oh, he gets it in, cross in. LAFC gets it out. Now they're trying to clear it out. Kellen Acosta got it, pushing forward. Now can they do the counter? No, Monterrey wins the ball back. Good job for Monterrey there. Back over to the keeper to kind of reset a little bit. Now Monterrey's really settling into the game. As I swallow into my lungs. Yeah, Monterrey's really starting to settle into this game after being punched in the face early on. I don't think that's a penalty, but I wouldn't be surprised if they relook at that. I don't blame him for potentially trying to draw that one, but yeah, I think that the ref is basically saying that, that's a 50-50 ball. People are going to shoulder to try and get that. There's no slide tackle there. I don't see much in that. I would say that's more of a foul potentially on Monterrey than on LAFC, just because the Monterrey player, I don't know his name. Sorry, I don't know the Liga MX players as well. But it looked like he got his left leg in there a little bit more so than LAFC did. So I'm not surprised that wasn't a penalty, even if they're screaming for it. Fuentes. That's the dude's name. That's the dude's name. I knew I recognized him. No, it's not Fuentes. What the fuck is that dude's name? Hopefully they show the back of his jersey. I know I recognize his face from like the past 2-3 years of U.S. men's national team against the Mexican national team. I can't remember his fucking name. All right, Bouanga's got the ball inside of Monterrey's box. Some good pressure. He tries to cut it outside to keep it in play. Oh, plenty of space there for Bjolk, or however that name is pronounced. It's like Icelandic or something. All right, tries to flick it in. Bouanga's got the ball. He tries to flick it through. Kind of gets it through. Goes out to the other side of the ball. Monterrey wins the header, and now Monterrey's got the ball. They try to pass it to the ref, but not going to accept that pass. Monterrey's able to get it. Now they got on the right-hand side, kind of pushing forward a little bit, trying to put it in the midfield. Space on the left. They get it out there, and there is plenty of space out there for him. I don't know that player's name. He's number 8 for Monterrey. Tries to cross it in, and it looks like LAFC blocks it. Almost goes out for a corner, but Monterrey gets the throw in there. Good play there from both teams. Monterrey with the good push forward. LAFC not panicking, able to stop them and limit them to a throw in and not a corner. So good job from both teams on that one. Still Monterrey's ball, though. Still pushing forward a bit. Got some space on the left. They try to get it to him, but LAFC intercepts it. But it goes right back to Monterrey. LAFC draws the foul. Yeah, it was a foul, but I don't know about that. Man, my fucking internet connection is going just bonkers. All right. I still think that so far, most of this game, Monterrey's looked better, but dude, that Monterrey player needs to be careful. Oh, yellow card comes out for the Monterrey player for arguing with the ref. God knows what he said, but he's definitely not happy. Who is that? Meza? Looks like his name. Again, I'm not familiar with the Liga MX players very well. Yeah, it looks like Meza for Monterrey got the yellow card for arguing with the ref. Not sure what he was arguing about, but LAFC doesn't do anything with that free kick, though. Give it right back over to Monterrey. Now Monterrey's got the ball in midfield with the potential for a good counter here. Looks like it's 4 against 5. They cross it inside, but it goes, oh, they barely missed that first Monterrey player, and it goes straight to the LAFC keeper. But there's a good counter there. That was a good counter there from Monterrey. LAFC keeper, though, gets it out quickly. Now LAFC is kind of pushing forward a little bit, and now LAFC tries to pass it to the ref. What is it with them trying to pass it to the referee tonight? Yeah, LAFC's got a little bit of control and possession at this point, but Monterrey still looked the more solid team. But LAFC, oh, good job from LAFC's Bjork, keeping that ball in play when Monterrey gave up on it. Monterrey gets it back though, but good effort from Bjork, and that just shows that LAFC's not sitting easy. It's just this one goal. Monterrey's got the ball again, though. Now they're pushing forward. This game is definitely opening up. This is very end-to-end game right now. They got the ball right outside of LAFC box. Get right back to LAFC. I'll be interested to see how far these players have run by the end of the game. The past 6-7 minutes of this game has literally been box to box. This game has been really, really open. Much more so than the Miami game. Like, this is crazy how open this game has been. Yes, my internet's just going ape shit. All right, Monterrey's got the ball again. Oh man, that keeper is so far off the line. You better hope they don't do an errant pass. All right, Monterrey's holding possession pretty well. They're staying patient. And I think that's the key for them right now, is just staying patient. All right, they got the ball right outside of LAFC box. It looks like it's it should have been a Monterrey throw-in. Looks like it's an LAFC throw-in. I feel like that should have been a Monterrey throw-in. That looked like that was it. Like, that was definitely a Monterrey throw-in. LAFC pushes it forward after the throw-in. It's kind of a mess of back and forth from Monterrey to LAFC, back to Monterrey, back to LAFC after that throw-in. Settles down in Monterrey, though, for Monterrey. Now they're pushing forward. Slow it down a little bit. Oh, tons of space there on the right-hand side from Monterrey, but the guy's back is to him, so he doesn't see it. Now that space is closed down. But they're just outside of the LAFC box. Monterrey feels like they're building up to something. I feel like they're building up to a good score here. They switch it over to the right-hand side. Yeah, they're being very patient. They're trying to spread out the LAFC defense. But LAFC just intercepted a pass. Now they got the ball. Can they get the counter? Oh, he tried to push the counter forward, but the LAFC player, number 9, I don't know his name. I'm unsure of him because Carlos Vela is not playing tonight. He just didn't push forward. All right, now we got Monterrey again with control of the ball in LAFC's half of the pitch. Monterrey they're holding on to this ball. The possession is absolutely going to be skewed. Shot from Monterrey, and it goes over the goal. I feel like Monterrey's possession on this is absolutely going to be a lot higher. Their number of completed passes, I feel like, are going to be a lot higher. Generally, they have looked the better team so far in the first 30 minutes of this game. If it hadn't have been for that one moment at literally the first 20 seconds of this game, it would be 0-0 right now. So this is I feel like this scoreline does not represent this game at all. This is definitely a Monterrey game right now. Another yellow card. It's like the fourth yellow card of the night. Fifth yellow card of the night. How many are they going to give tonight? We're going to see a red card tonight. There's no way that we're going to see this many yellow cards this early. That's not a yellow card. I'm sorry, that's not a yellow card. I mean, maybe because I think that player that foul was called on was the one that got the penalty called against him. But that foul by itself is not a yellow card. I'm sorry, it's not. When you go up to jump, your normal movement is to go, whoa. It's to create that extra movement with your arms. That wasn't a yellow card. The LAFC player went down grabbing his face. He wasn't even hitting the face. He was hitting the shoulder. It was Mario G. It's me, Mario. I don't think that was a yellow card. I think that was a weak yellow card. But it looks like it's the same player that had the penalty called against him. He didn't get a yellow card for that penalty. If it's because of the fact there's been the multiple calls, the multiple fouls against him, I get it. If it's because of just this one foul, that's a really weak yellow card. That's a really weak yellow card. All right, LAFC got the free kick, and they did absolutely nothing with it. They gave possession right back over to Monterrey. Monterrey could be on the oh my God. They absolutely had the perfect counter-strike opportunity. There was a dude in the middle of the field. He had defenders on either side of him, but they were 10 yards on either side. He had perfect spacing to clear out for a shot. But Monterrey still got the ball. Great little back heel. Just outside of LAFC's box. Right over to the right-hand side. Crossed in. Popped up. Header in. Oh, and it goes out to the other side of the box. Very, very good opportunity there from Monterrey. Fuck my internet. Fuck my internet. Another cross in from Monterrey. Falls to their feet. He spins and he falls to the ground. Monterrey have had some very good opportunities in the past few minutes, and they have not been able to close these opportunities. And I said this in the stream for the Inter Miami Charlotte FC game. If you don't take advantage of the opportunities you have, you're going to be made to pay. It's like Lionel Messi. He has two opportunities. He finishes one of the two. You don't get a chance to just let opportunities fall and not take those opportunities. If you don't take those opportunities, you're going to lose your game. 100% you're going to lose your game every single time. All right, so we're 33rd and a half minute. I guess 33:30. I don't know if that's technically 34th and a half minute. I don't know. 33:30. I feel like if Monterrey doesn't make any more mistakes, I feel like they're gonna be able to get to bring this even. I feel like they're gonna be able to make a really interesting second half of this. They've played well enough this first half, but once they get into the locker room for the second half, and they're able to make a couple of adjustments, I think that's going to have a major impact for them. Oh, they're playing at the Rose Bowl tonight. I wondered why the stadium looked completely different from the regular LAFC stadium. They're setting off like flares and smokes and stuff like that when LAFC hasn't scored in 34 and a half minutes. But I like it because it's such a better atmosphere than the last game where there was like silence for 90% of the game, despite the fact Messi was on the field. Monterrey's holding on to possession. They're pushing forward. Good run up the left. Good cross in. Oh, very good cross in. He's holding up the play. Inside the box for LAFC. What can Monterrey do here? What can Monterrey do here? Getting out to the center of the box, outside of it. Crosses it in, but nobody's at the far post. And then LAFC just kind of hits it out for a corner kick. I guess trying to be safe or something, but yeah, it goes out for a corner kick. All right, so Monterrey's got a corner kick here. Let's see what they can do with this. An entire empty side of the stadium. I guess they didn't even open that up for ticket sales. The corner goes all the way through. LAFC's kind of is able to chase after it, gain position, and now they're kind of on a counter right now. Can they push forward, though, and get anything from this? 90% of the field is covered in smoke, though. Can they even see anything? Push it forward. They cross it into the box. Monterrey tries to clear, but it falls back to LAFC. But yeah, can anybody in that box even see? Holy shit! That goalkeeper looks like he just punched the dude in the head. I mean, it's a 50-50 ball, I guess, but Bouanga's looking the other direction. He's looking at where that ball is coming in from, and that keeper like punches him in the fucking head. I think that's a 50-50 ball, but man, it's a rough 50-50 ball. I would not call a foul on Bouanga on that. I think the goalkeeper has a right to come out for that ball, but if the foul is going to be called on anybody, I would lean towards that actually being more of a penalty, because that fucking keeper just walloped him. He went from vertical to horizontal in a tenth of a second. So I don't agree with the foul on that. I don't think it should have been called for either team, but that was rough. That was rough, but I love it. I love that physicality from both sides. It shows the fight that they've got. All right, so Monterrey's got the ball again. And again, they're pushing forward. They're not sitting on this. And there is plenty of space on that right-hand side. Tons of space, pushing forward, crossing inside. And then LAFC just mishandles it, or Monterrey mishandles it, gives it right back to LAFC. Deflected, goes out for LAFC throw-in. This has been a very, very evenly matched game. Both of these teams have played fairly solid ball tonight. I feel like right now Monterrey is just unfortunate with the fact that they got a penalty called against them at the 22nd mark. Monterrey trying to push forward. LAFC wins the throw-in, though. Yeah, I really feel like Monterrey is just, they've been unlucky with that initial penalty call. That was an unlucky call against them. All right, we're approaching 40 minutes. We're at 39 and a half. Monterrey's still controlling the ball for the most part. They've got a throw in right now on the LAFC's half side of the field. I don't think they're going to draw one back. I think they're going to need to go into the half and make a couple of changes before Monterrey can really close down on some of this good space and some of the opportunities that they've had. What's on the field right now it's able to create the opportunities, but it's not able to close them. So Monterrey definitely needs to make it into the half without conceding again to make some changes. I hope they score before, and they've got plenty of space right now on the right-hand side as they push forward. So I hope they get something here. Nope. Chiellini is the first person to get to the ball, pushes it out. Monterrey just need to make sure they make it into half without conceding again, and then make a couple of front changes. They've had good possession. They've had good control, good creativity. Got the ball on the left-hand side. They cross it in, but again, it doesn't make it past that first LAFC player in the box. And commentators just said 70% possession. Yeah, 68% possession for Monterrey for this game so far. And that's definitely how it feels. It feels like it's been a Monterrey-controlled game. They're just going to need to make a few little tweaks at halftime. But right now, it's 4 against 3 as a run for LAFC. And they are strong on the counter right now, right outside of Monterrey box. They push it forward, and it's in for LAFC. Holy shit, out of nowhere. Oh, my God. That is exactly what Monterrey did not need. Monterrey needed to hold on before the end of this half. And then how did they concede? They just absolutely just let that counter with no real pass, follow through. They were not struggling to get back. They were not sprinting to get back. They just got completely beat, and very solid finishing there from, I think it's number 19 of LAFC. I don't know his name, but absolutely solid finishing there, and poor defense. Actually, not really poor defense. 33 for Monterrey, gets the slide in there, but LAFC just gets it just over the guy's leg and gets it into that top corner of the net and just buries it. Not what I was expecting from the run of play we've seen, but as I was literally just saying before that happened, Monterrey needed to not concede before the half, so that way they could just make those tiny little tweaks and come back out in the second half and draw even. But they conceded, even though they have looked the better team for 90% of this game. Bagouche is the goal scorer. Bagouche. Man, Monterrey, they were looking so good, and then one counter here at the end in the last 5 minutes of the half, and LAFC goes up 2-0. Monterrey's pushing forward, though. They've got plenty of space. A good opportunity here for Monterrey. They push it forward. Straight to the keeper. Good opportunity there, though, for Monterrey, and hopefully they continue that kind of play, because they have a chance still to draw even, but man, that's rough. I mean, it could have been like the 45th minute +2, but that's still rough, even in like the 41st minute when you've had control of the past 37 minutes of the game. That'll deflate any team. Monterrey's got the ball back, though. Can they do anything before the half? And honestly, I don't feel like they can. They've had really good control. They've controlled the midfield, but it's just that final portion of the game, that final touch, that final pass. It's letting them down, and it just doesn't feel like, despite the amount of control over the general game they've had, it does not feel like they're going to be able to pull back. They're gonna have to make some serious changes at half. Yeah, Yeah, commentators are talking about it now. Like if Monterrey goes out, all Liga MX teams are gone at that point. And yes, there is something to be said for the traveling. It absolutely makes an impact. Now LAFC's on the roll again. They got 4 against 4. What are they going to do? Out to the left for Bouanga. What's he going to do? He cuts it back in. He passes it over. Oh, LAFC gets in the way of each other. Oh my God. I don't even know how to describe that one. But like literally you had LAFC players with no defenders around them defending each other. They're like running into each other in Monterrey's box. I think it was Mario and Bagouge both like running into one another. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was Mario and Bagouge running Boik or something like that, running into one another in the box. And it's just like, dude, I'm glad though. It keeps Monterrey in this, and it keeps Liga MX's last hope in this tournament alive. So it's a corner for LAFC. It's me, Mario. Corner for LAFC. They put it into play. Oh my God. That looks like a penalty. That looks like a penalty. He's calling a goal kick for now. That looks like a penalty right there. Oh my God. What is Monterrey doing? Aaron Long definitely got to that ball first. The keeper definitely knocked him to the ground. They're going to hold this, aren't they? Yeah, they're going to look at this. Yep, they're looking at this. This is going to be from the run of play that looked like a penalty. But no, all right. They're not going to give it. It looked like a penalty for me. All right, Monterrey's got a foul. We got about 40 seconds left in this half. And I am about to burst after drinking 3/4 of a bottle of whiskey. All right. So that was a pretty shitty doggy bathroom break there. Opened up the back door and literally just walked into a fucking Black Widow spider web. So that was fun. Fucking Black Widow, literally like half an inch big, right outside of my back door, walked right into its spider web. So that was a blast. Right after last night finding an inch long wolf spider with babies crawling all over its back. So yippee! I'm excited for the second half. I think that Monterrey can really do something with this. I really think that they have an opportunity here to really be able to do something special with this second half. I think that with the way the second halves have gone in this tournament so far, that they have the ability to come back and really be able to make this an interesting second half. I'm excited to see if they are able to actually draw, to pull one back here. And I think that they can, if they come out of this out of this half, and they come out in the second half really pushing forward, really really putting some pressure on LAFC. I think that they've got a chance to pull one back pretty quickly, actually. And so I'm excited to see what happens here in this second half. The first half, yeah, LAFC's got 2 goals, but I really don't think necessarily, similar to the Inter Miami Charlotte FC game, I don't necessarily think that the scoreboard reflects how this game has gone so far. I really don't. And I know in my first stream in the Inter Miami Charlotte game, I was talking about how like expected goals is a metric I don't like looking at, because I feel like it doesn't provide the best metrics or analytics. I think that if you were to look at expected goals for this first half, I think it would probably actually show a more accurate presentation of what this first half score line would actually look like. So I think that what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up seeing Inter Miami here in the finals, and it looks like it's going to be Inter Miami versus LAFC. That's at this point, that's what it's looking like, and I think that they're on the opposite sides of the bracket. So I mean that lines up, and I think besides an Inter Miami Club America match or Inter Miami Monterrey, I think that's probably the best match. If you're going to look at 2 MLS teams to put up against one another, and Inter Miami, oh no, yeah, so it will be an Inter Miami or LAFC final. So is it my connection that's going wrong? I don't know. My connection on the phone looks good, but from what I can see when I'm watching like any potential chats, it looks like that's potentially fucked up. No, okay. I guess it was just the live stream on the laptop to keep track of the one viewer's chat that may pop up. Oh, hey, Spacely. Hey, buddy. Oh, brother. Oh, okay. All right. Now the dogs are making an appearance. It wouldn't be a live stream without the dogs making an appearance. Thank you, boy. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, boys. Okay. If you've got dogs, you understand. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Thank you, boys. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you, Spacely. Thank you, but oh, what was that for? Oh, was that because Spacely pushed on your paw? Oh, well, this is my halftime celebration. This is my half. Okay, Spacely. What? Wash the shirt. Okay, thank you, boys. Oh, thank you, boys. Oh, okay, Spacely. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I appreciate it, buddy. Okay. Oh man, that's the beauty of owning dogs. Spacely after the Jetsons character, Spacely Sprockets. And I named him that before I actually brought him home and realized that he has no idea about personal space. And his name works out perfectly fine. You making your YouTube appearance, Mr. Spacely? Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy because I got him from the Arizona Humane Society, and his previous owner had he let an injury across Spacely's like face. Like he had a massive scar. It went from like here all the way around, like around his ear, down by his eye. He's got a really bad scar, and apparently his last owner just let that wound, however it had been caused, the previous owner just let it fester. And so he's got like this permanent scar across his face, but oh, he's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. This is his favorite toy. It's a little octopus, and it makes little crinkling noises, and it makes a squeak noise. But he doesn't really care about the squeak noise. It's all about the crinkling. It's all about that. So there you go, Space. He's my baby. And it's actually ironic because today is actually the 2-year anniversary of when I had to put down the very first dog I ever owned. His name was Elroy. He was a Beagle Dalmatian mix, and he was like the most amazing fucking dog ever. So it's good that my puppies tonight are begging for attention. I like it. All right, so we're seeing the supporter cam. Yay! Now LAFC does have one of the best fan bases in all of MLS, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're winning. That they're a good club, they're a winning club, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. But they've got a really, really good fan base, and they're playing at the Rose Bowl right now, which holds like 90,000 people. So the attendance is probably a lot higher than what it actually potentially looks like. I'm really hoping that Monterrey can kind of make this a good second half, that they don't just kind of fall apart here and concede another goal like away. I'm really hoping that they come out on the front foot. I'm really hoping that Monterrey comes out, they pull one back quickly. This is going to be an exciting second half. But they've got to pull one back quickly. If it takes them a little bit of time, they're not going to do much with this. So yeah, they've got one side of the stadium completely empty, but there's still probably 10,000 people there tonight. It's not like a New England Revolution game where they've got like 2,000 people there in a stadium that's built for 80,000 people. I think like MLS needs to really rethink some of their teams, like New England Revolution. New England Revolution's following is so god awful compared to many other teams in the MLS. You go to a Seattle Sounders game, and the amount of supporters there, the amount of just noise and excitement and intensity from the crowd it's night and day compared to the New England Revolution. Like you watch a New England Revolution game and it's like you're watching a Sunday league game. There's almost nobody there. There's no energy. It's such an awful experience. And when foreigners that aren't American think of the MLS, that's the kind of atmosphere that they think of. They don't think of like the ultras at an LAFC game. They don't think about the immensely packed Seattle Sounders games. They don't think about the 60,000 people that may go see an Atlanta United game. They think about the crowds from the past and the crowds, excuse me, that the crowds that New England Revolution currently have, which is basically nobody. New England Revolution need to be moved to a different location because it's not worth it there. All right, so we got the second half kicked off. Monterrey's already pushing forward. They get a cross into the box pretty early on. Oh, the keeper drops it. Oh my God. Monterrey almost makes it around the keeper in order to get it in, but the keeper's able to pull it out at the last fucking second. Holy crap. 30 seconds into this second half, and Monterrey is almost able to take advantage of a LAFC keeper mistake. Holy crap. Off to a quick start. That is exactly what Monterrey needed. Monterrey needs that start. They need to come out on the front foot, and they need to get that goal here in the first 5 to 10 minutes to really set the pace for the second half. Really good start there for Monterrey. And now they're pushing forward, and now on the opposite side, they're pushing up the right-hand side. Looks like it's the 3 against 5. Kind of setting it up now, right outside of the box. They cross it in, and it's open, but he doesn't follow through. Tries to pass it over to the far post, and the player over there he doesn't push forward. If he continued his run forward, he may have gotten contact on that, but he stopped his run, and he wasn't able to get that final contact. This is the perfect way, though, for Monterrey to come out on the second half. Perfect way for Monterrey to come out. All right, so now LAFC is trying to push forward. Monterrey gets the ball back, though, gets back to the keeper. LAFC is putting a lot of pressure on him, though. Monterrey gets the throw in. I feel like this would also be a completely different game if Carlos Vela was playing. I'm not sure why he's not in right now. I don't know if he's injured or what, but yeah, he's not playing tonight. And I feel like if Carlos Vela was in the starting lineup tonight, this game would be a lot different than what we're actually seeing. Monterrey's pushing forward again. Good movement on the ball. Now we got 3 against 2. Monterrey is pushing forward. What can they do? They push it over to the side, and oh my God, that's an awful pass, and it goes out for LAFC throw in. Monterrey, what are you doing? Perfect opportunity there for you, and just an awful cross. And you can yell in disappointment all you want to. I don't know what your name or number is, but my God, man, what an awful cross. You had perfect spacing. It was 3 against 2 on a great run. Yes, basically. Thank you, buddy. My goodness gracious. Monterrey had such a good opportunity there, and they just failed. Such a good opportunity there for them to potentially draw one back on that counter on a 3 against 2. And just such an awful first touch that just absolutely fell apart. Now they got the ball again, though. They're crossing it back in. Monterrey is right on the edge of the LAFC box, but it ends up falling back to the keeper after a header. And now LAFC's got the ball again. Oh, you're the one in my way. You're the one in my way. Such a good boy. Even if you're a attention whore. Monterrey still got the ball. They've got to do something quickly, though. They cannot sit back and just let time continue to tick on without getting something else on the board. They've got to create more opportunities. They've had some really good buildup in this game, but the final touch in the final third is just not working. And LAFC wins the ball back. And now LAFC's got 2 against 2 and a good little counter right here with Bouanga moving forward. What can he do here? He tries to cut it in, but Monterrey ends up getting the ball back. But really good opportunity there again from LAFC from the counter strike. And Monterrey they had that early opportunity. They've got to close something in soon. They don't close something down soon, they're going to end up too much time is going to go by. We're already 5 minutes into the second half. They've got to get something into the back of the net. Yeah, Monterrey they're on the verge. They're on the verge. They're having great buildup, but that final touch is just absolutely falling apart for them. They don't seem to have that clinical striker, that clinical finisher that you can just put the ball at their feet and they're going to put it into the back of the net. And so we got a free kick for Monterrey. They take it quickly and they pass it backwards. Now they're trying to switch the side of play. Forward for Monterrey. All right. They're in the box now for LAFC. Cross inwards, out by LAFC, though, pretty easily. And it's completely cleared all the way back to the Monterrey keeper. Monterrey's still being patient. But I really feel like they've got about 9 minutes left to really kind of solidify the change in momentum here. They try to cross it in, but there's nobody there at the back post to pull it in. But Monterrey does pull it back, try to cross it in, it goes right to LAFC. Monterrey is absolutely being let down right now by the quality of their final passes and their final touches. They're doing really well in the build-up into that final third. But once they get into the final third, there's not a lot of quality there to finish. So it looks like Rojas is coming out for Monterrey, and man, he looks destroyed. He looks like he's about to just start crying. And I love that passion. Yeah, he looks absolutely just beside himself. And I love that passion. He's so angry. He is so I hate seeing that, but I love seeing that level of passion. That amount of just knowing that this tournament actually does mean something. That's so amazing to see. I wish he didn't feel like that because Monterrey deserves more out of this game than what they've gotten so far. But it's interesting to see that. I think that shows what this tournament actually means to these players. And especially to Monterrey, knowing that they're Liga MX's last hope really in this tournament this year. So they've got to throw in the third, in LAFC's final third of the pitch. So let's see what happens here. Monterrey tries to do a nifty little spin on the throw-in, but LAFC gets the ball back. Ends up being a LAFC throw-in. I'm still pulling for Monterrey. Like, I know I said this at the beginning of this stream, but I never thought I would be rooting for a Mexican team, but I really want at least one Liga MX team to be in the semifinals. And I think that Monterrey has played really well. And even in this game, they've showed really good quality in their first third of the field and the midfield. It's just the final third that's letting them down. moment of singular brilliance, I think, to really kind of to break this open for Monterrey. Right now, Bouanga's on the move, and he looks like he's just kind of just out for a Sunday stroll, moving all the way up into Monterrey's box. He crosses it in. Monterrey's keeper ends up getting it down pretty easily. But, man, Bouanga just looks like he's down on a Sunday afternoon stroll. Ref is playing advantage. Monterrey on the counter. I don't really know if that was an advantage to really play, considering that allowed LAFC's 3 other players to catch up. And LAFC ends up winning the ball back. Oh, good defense there from Monterrey, but it looks like he got stepped on his wrist. And Monterrey player stepped out completely. Foul for LAFC. But I think that one of the Monterrey players may have just broken his hand. Yeah, I think he just broke a hand or several fingers. Yeah, and another yellow for Monterrey. That's like the 6th yellow this game. It's only a matter of time before we get a red card, I feel like. Oh, yeah, he definitely broke his hand. Oh, yeah, they're wrapping his hand right now. He's absolutely in pain, and his hand is shaking as they wrap it. That's absolutely a broken hand right there. That sucks. Yeah, he's got a broken hand right now for sure. Oh! Oh! They just showed a replay of it, and the LAFC player jumped over the Monterrey player and landed on his fingers. Oh, that looks like it hurt. Oh, that looks like it hurt. Oh, my God. With regular shoes, having somebody jump over you and land on your hand is going to hurt enough. But with cleats, oh, Monterrey crosses it over. Plenty of space inside of LAFC's box. Was that deflected? Yeah, it was deflected out for a corner, but really, really good space right there. Really good cross, but I'm still just on like getting my fingers jumped onto by soccer cleats. Oh, that just thinking about that hurts. Like, as a dude, that for me is the same thing as seeing somebody get kicked in the nuts. Like, I see it and I feel that. Oh, I can feel that on my fingers. Isn't that right, Spacely? Oh, Timon's coming up to say hello too. Isn't that right, Timon? You can feel it on your fingers too, can't you? All the way back to Monterrey's keeper. And LAFC is still putting pressure on that ball in Monterrey's third of the pitch. And LAFC definitely looks like they want this more right now. But Monterrey, they got the ball back. They got some space on the left-hand side. Can they get it out there? Thank you, Timon, for licking my lips while I'm trying to commentate to the nobody watching. Monterrey gets a shot on target and is saved by the keeper. A 50-50 ball right there by LAFC and Monterrey in the midfield. Easily a 30, 35-yard shot goes wide there from Monterrey. Yeah, so we're at the 60-minute mark or so right now. Yeah, 50. We're about to cross into 59. So like the 60th minute, essentially. Monterrey's, again, they've had really, really good control of the ball in the midfield, but that final third is just not coming together for them. They don't seem to have that clinical striker up front that can just really just you get the ball at their feet and they sink it into the back of the net every time. They don't seem to have that tonight. But they're pushing forward again, pushing forward into LAFC box on the right-hand side. Push it back just a little bit. There's not a lot of creativity from Monterrey right now. It's just it's a lot of spreading it, just small passes side to side, hoping that somebody can kind of open up a little bit of space, but there's not a lot of creativity, and it ends up with an LAFC goal kick. In a way, it feels like Monterrey is playing very much like the U.S. men's national team has played in the past several years, where it's kind of like, we're just going to hope that something comes together in that final third. We're just going to kind of lob stuff into the box and hope that somebody is able to get there. Meanwhile, nobody is actually running onto the end of it. It's like where we're at right now with Monterrey as we cross into the 61st minute. My stream go down again. Did it go down again? I think my internet is absolutely going apeshit tonight. There we go. All right, so we got an LAFC substitute. Got Buke going out for Krostev. No idea who Krostev is. Monterrey's pushing forward again, though. They keep using that left-hand side to move forward on. And they shoot forward. Oh, that was actually a really good shot, but it was rising the entire time, and it ends up going over the net. Does it go out for a corner, though? Yeah, corner kick. Corner kick. So that may actually have been going into that far corner of the net. So a very good hit. That's definitely promising. It's out for a Monterrey corner kick right now. Now they need to get something here. They need to get something. It's the 63rd minute right now. They've got to get something here. If they're going to make a fight of this game, they've got to get something soon. Out for a goal kick. And again, the build-up for Monterrey looks so promising, and then they get to that final third and they just cannot close it. There's just not that final touch. I don't know necessarily if it's LAFC doing enough to stop that final touch, or if it's just a lack of quality in the front line, essentially, for Monterrey. And it feels like it's the latter. It feels like Monterrey just doesn't have that forward striker to really be clinical on the end of these balls. There's been a number of opportunities where if they had somebody that was like an Mbappe or like that clinical striker, feels like they'd be able to nail this. Looks like there's a VAR check, though. Okay. That's interesting. I guess they're doing a VAR check for a penalty against Acosta. They showed the replay, and Acosta won the ball, and the players' momentum carried them into each other. I don't necessarily know if I would consider that a penalty. I don't think that that's worthy of a penalty, to be honest. Kellen Acosta's he won the ball first, and then their momentum carried them into each other. So I don't necessarily think that's a penalty. I mean, if you were to look at that, say in midfield, maybe a foul. That's tough, man. That's a tough one. I would need to see a few more replays on that. Are they going to show any more replays? Are they just going to show the Monterey players begging the ref to be like, come on, he was down, it was a foul. Now, and one thing I'll say about Kellen Acosta is that I know a lot of U.S. men's national team fans are not a fan of Kellen Acosta. And I think at this point in his career and where we're at with the national team, 100% I agree. I think that he doesn't fit in. He's not good enough to fit into our current squad. But I think for many years, one thing that Kellen Acosta really brought to the men's national team was the attitude. It wasn't always that he was the best player on the field, but his attitude that he brought to the matches, he brought that feistiness. He brought that get in your face kind of mentality that McKinney has really kind of embraced recently, especially with the Nations League final, where he's like kissing, or the semifinal where he's kissing the badge against Mexico. Oh shit. And right, the ref is going over to look at this. And usually when the ref goes to look at it, that means that that's probably going to get a call. And yeah, looking at the second angle that they're showing now, Kellen Acosta does not win that ball. He does not. That's a penalty. That's a penalty for Monterrey in the 67th minute against Kellen Acosta. At first, I didn't think so, but when they showed that second glimpse there from the different angle, Kellen Acosta was clearly late to that ball. That's based on that second viewpoint. That's clearly a penalty, and Monterrey have earned it. So, penalty kick for Monterrey. So, is this how they get into it? The game started off with a penalty that kicked off LAFC's momentum. So now are Monterrey are they gonna be able to spice things up with this penalty? So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. I'm pulling for Monterrey. I want them to pull one back here. I think that they've earned one with their general play for the course of the day. Again, I don't think that their final third play has really earned any goals, but let's see what happens here. Moves forward to take it. What happens? And it's in for Monterrey. Monterrey pulls one back in the 68th minute. All right, so it's 2-1 now in favor of LAFC. We've got 32 and a half minutes of regular time to go. And the dude that just took the penalty, number 10 from Monterrey, he looks to be in some serious pain. So Kellen Acosta draws that penalty or causes that penalty right there. Monterrey draws even. The LAFC keeper picks the right way. He guesses the right way. But the placement on that penalty is so perfect in the corner that the keeper has absolutely no chance. And it's in. Monterrey pulls one back, and now it's 2-1. Let's see what can happen here. This is going to throw an entire new life into this game because now Monterrey knows we can do this. However, LAFC now has the ball. They're on the foot push, but Monterrey ends up intercepting a pass. They pull back the ball. Let's see what happens here. I feel like this is going to completely change the momentum now. Monterrey, in just this short little 30 seconds since the play has started back, they've got a pep in their step now. They've got a little bit of confidence. Let's see if LAFC can strike back and actually knock down some of this confidence. LAFC's got the ball now. They are pushing forward into Monterrey's half of the pitch. But Monterrey forces it all the way back to the LAFC keeper to kind of reset everything. Keeper throws it forward, or kicks it forward, rather. Oh, good movement there from LAFC, number 19. I think that was the Bruges, or whatever his name was. Good movement from him. Now they're pushing forward. LAFC moving outside of the Monterrey box. He shoots it, but it goes wide. Monterrey needs to be careful. They need to put Bagouche, that was his name. They need to continue to push forward here. They need to capitalize on this momentum shift. You can feel it even at home. I can feel it in the air of the stadium. There is a momentum shift potentially going on right now in Monterrey's favor. They need to make sure they do not let off of the pedal. If they continue to push on the gas here and still hold strong defensively, they've got a chance. They've got 20 minutes. We just crossed over. We're at 70 minutes, 6 seconds into the game. They've got time. And now I feel like they've got a little bit of momentum here. But they push it outside, out of bounds, throw in for LAFC. All right, throw in for LAFC. Throw in ultimately ends at the feet of Monterrey's goalkeeper, who kicks it forward. LAFC ends up winning that kick forward. Eventually, the ball falls to the feet, though, of Monterrey. Monterrey pushing forward. Good pass right up the center to split the midfield for LAFC. But LAFC's defense steps in, wins the ball back, kicks it out, and now it's a throw-in for Monterrey. My goodness. You can feel that the flow of this game is in the air. You can sense that this game could be potentially shifting. Monterrey, it feels like Monterrey now knows that they can draw another goal, or they can pull another goal from LAFC. You can feel that confidence brewing in them. They've had the possession, they've had the passing, they've had the creativity throughout the game. They just haven't had that final touch. But now you can feel that confidence really building within them. So let's see what happens here. Again, they're being patient here in LAFC's half of the field. Pitch, sorry. And so they're being patient. They're retaining their patience, which is really good. And I think they need that because they're not at the point in the game yet where they need to begin to kind of panic almost. They're not there yet. They've got another 10, 15 minutes before they get to that point. So they're remaining patient. They're still pushing forward. Their passes are really clean right now. Plenty of space on the right-hand side. They get it all the way out to him. He passes it in on the floor, on the ground, the floor. And then LAFC puts it out for a Monterrey throw-in. Monterrey got the ball. Good turn. Good throw-in there. Falls to the feet of LAFC. Deflection, trying to clear it. It comes back to Monterrey. All right, Monterrey again on the left-hand side of the pitch. Cross in, falls to Monterrey, out to the edge of the box, tries to kick it in, deflected out by LAFC. So much is happening, and I'm too drunk right now to really be able to figure out what LAFC and say. But yeah, LAFC ends up actually kind of pulling everything together. They begin to try and make a run on it, but Monterrey ends up drawing a Monterrey throw-in. Plenty of space on the left-hand side if they can get it out there to him. But no, they're going to push up the right side, which, again, still plenty of space, though, for Monterrey. Cross into the center of the box. LAFC is able to push it down just a little bit, draw some control of the ball. And now they're on the counter-strike. They've got some good opportunity here on the counter, but Bouanga looks like he's just going to kind of slow it down a little bit, casually push it in, but he crosses it to the other side of the field. Plenty of space. What can they do here at the edge of the LAFC box? Oh, Monterrey gets lucky. Oh, Monterrey keeper comes up big. Big. Oh, my goodness. The Monterrey keeper with a huge stop from a shot by LAFC pretty much at the penalty spot. Perfect. Instinctive stop from Monterrey keeper there. Great stop from the Monterrey keeper. Now Monterrey has the ball in LAFC's half of the pitch. It looks like we got a Monterrey player who's trying to draw a foul, which he does. Monterrey stops it, takes it quickly. My goodness, you can feel this game is going to get crazy in the last 15 minutes of it. Like, this is going to get crazy. Monterrey, the right-hand side, just outside of LAFC's box. Can they cross in? Tries to push it to the end line. LAFC gets it out for a Monterrey throw. Monterrey puts it in. Now, can they cross it in? They get a good cross in. Falls right to the penalty box. LAFC clears it out to the edge of their box, but it falls to Monterrey. Monterrey being patient. Try to flip it over the top. LAFC is able to bring it down. Now they're potentially on the counter. Pushes it forward. Now we've got 2-on-3. LAFC is moving forward. Bouanga's got it on the left side of the field. Now he tries to get around his Monterrey defender. He does. Can he get it around the keeper comes out, gets just enough on it, and the Monterrey defender clears it off of the actual goal line at the last fucking second. What defense, what frantic last-minute defense there from Monterrey. Oh, my goodness. Last-minute defense there to save their chances here in this game, because another goal from LAFC at this point, it pretty much closes out this game. Monterrey is able to draw the foul. Now, can they slow the pace down a little bit? And I think that's what they need at this point. Right now, LAFC seems to be benefiting from more of a fast-paced game, since right now they're already in the lead, so they're looking at counters. I think Monterrey needs to potentially look at, you've still got 13 and a half minutes plus stoppage time to draw back, slow it down a little bit, but they're pulling up on the left-hand side, right outside of LAFC's box. He tries to clear it through, and he does, and he draws the penalty right outside of the box. And again, on Kellen Acosta. If that's the second foul on Kellen Acosta, it needs to be a yellow card. He's had a penalty called against him, and now he's had a foul called against him right outside of the box. That's got to be a yellow card. Yellow card at this point. I don't know how Kellen Acosta has not earned a yellow card. He's had a penalty against him, and now he's had a foul call against him literally a foot from the box. He's got to have a yellow card for that. Consistent infringement, and in such a short amount of time, he needs a yellow card for that one. But Monterrey has the free kick. They put it into the box. Oh, that almost was a handball, but he kept his arms in a natural position. As he turned, he kind of got it. That was a natural position, so it wasn't something that I feel like would be called. It's close, but not a handball. All right, so we got another substitution for each team coming in. So let's see what happens here. We got a little under 12 minutes left in regular time here with this game. Monterrey has absolutely looked the better team for 90% of this game. Absolutely 90% of this game, they have been the better team. For Monterrey, though, it has been the fact they don't seem to have. Oh, we got Mr. Spacely hitting the tripod. But Monterrey just doesn't seem to have that clinical striker at the end. But they're pushing forward again on the left-hand side. That left-hand side really seems to be key for them right now. And they earn a corner. That looked like that should have been more of a goal kick, but they earned a corner. So let's see what they can do with this. Can they capitalize on this opportunity? These set pieces are something that you've got. Oh, Kellen Acosta using that attitude I was talking about earlier when I was saying why I liked him on the men's national team. He's showing that attitude, getting in the face, being chippy. And that's why I love Kellen Acosta. He's not always the best player. He's had many, many errors tonight. but I love that chippiness and that attitude. Oh, back beat! And it's in! And it's in for Monterrey! Monterrey score on the corner, and they draw even in the 80th minute. Monterrey draw even! Monterrey draw even! 2-2 Monterrey LAFC. Wow! Oh my goodness. And Monterrey have earned this result to this point. Monterrey have been the more solid team consistently through this game. That corner went all the way to the far post. He got a touch on it. It deflects off of the LAFC defenseman, and it goes into the back of the net. What a result. My phone is plugged in. I'm going to try and spin this around. We're going to see how this looks. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that or not. It looks like the replay didn't happen. I tried, but what a goal. What a goal, and power to Monterrey for hanging in there, never giving up, and staying on the front foot. And they are continuing to stay on the front foot since the ball has been put back in play. They are continuing to push forward. They've got the ball now on the left-hand side of the pitch, pushing forward into that final third of LAFC's pitch. They're pushing forward. Good combination play. They're in the box. And LAFC, do they draw another penalty? No. The player goes down, but the ref says no. Now, LAFC is moving in the opposite direction, looking for a counter strike. Holy fuck, this game is taking off. All right, LAFC moved it over to the left. All right, they're pushing forward into Monterrey's box. Oh, my God. Bouanga puts a shot forward, and it almost beats the Monterrey keeper, but it goes out for an LAFC corner kick. What the fuck just happened to this game? What the fuck just happened to this game? Leagues Cup has continued to show for the fans. What a game. Corner for LAFC. They put it into play. It goes into the box. Header out by Monterrey. And it goes out for an LAFC throw-in. Wow. What a course of action. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And it looks like my dogs are trying to get in on the play of everything. So it looks like Spacey hit the tripod. I'm sorry. But what a run of play right now. Monterrey, power to you for hanging in there and staying on the front foot. And now you've got a corner opportunity. Monterrey on the run. We got 1 against 2. Monterrey in the box, and it's out for a corner. Oh, my God. Last minute defending by LAFC. Wow. Wow. LAFC with the panicky defense right there. Monterrey with an amazing breakout. Potential counterattack right there. And that's just that Chiellini, he gets his leg right in the way. That 38-year-old who looks like he's 60, crossed in for the corner for Monterrey and in the box. And it looks like it's cleared out by LAFC, but it doesn't go far. It's still in Monterrey's hands. Well, feet. So Monterrey's got the ball. Looks like they're kind of going to potentially try to regroup. Goes back to the Monterrey keeper. Wow. Wow. I am so glad I don't have to work tomorrow because my throat and my voice will be fucked. So much space on the left side of the pitch right now for Monterrey. What a run of play. What a run of play. Now Monterrey's moving up the left-hand side. Plenty of space. They cross it in. LAFC is able to get it out. Monterrey, though, it doesn't get far. Monterrey gets the ball back. Monterrey's on the front foot, and I think Monterrey's going to end up pulling another goal here in the last 6 minutes of regular time that we've got. Monterrey is pushing forward. They have been able to find the past couple of closings that they need. Monterrey is looking fantastic right now. They're looking absolutely solid. but LAFC is still incredibly dangerous on this counter, especially with Bouanga and his speed. We got 5.5 minutes before stoppage time. LAFC has the ball at midfield. What is going to happen with this game? Holy crap. Wow. I'm telling you, man, Leagues Cup, the first half of Leagues Cups have been meh. They've been good, but the second half of games for Leagues Cup have been absolutely insane. Whatever you would happen or whatever you would want to happen in 90% of these second halves, it's happened. It's absolutely happened. Now, Monterrey have absolutely dominated this game, and I think they deserve to actually win this game from what I've seen so far. They've been a more solid passing team. They have been they have been a more cohesive team. They've been more creative. Their final touches and they're playing the final third of the pitch. It's definitely let them down, but overall they have been the better team, and this is an amazing comeback. They have not let up since they have conceded these goals. They have continued to push. They haven't given up. They've shown what it's meant to them. Just look at the substitute that came off and was like throwing a fucking shit fit when he came off from the substitute. Like, he was not happy. This means something to them. And it's so amazing to see Monterrey actually fight back and draw this equalizer. This game is probably going to go to penalties, but I legitimately feel like Monterrey do deserve to win this game. All around, they have been the better team. For LAFC, it feels like Bouanga has been the player that's actually been good. If Bouanga hadn't been on the field for LAFC tonight, I don't feel like they would be at 2 goals. I mean, the first goal, that penalty, was drawn by Bouanga. So LAFC has been one really good player, a couple of decent performances, and then the rest was like, man. Monterrey has just been a much more solid team performance tonight. They deserve to at least have a shot at winning this game through penalties. What a fucking turnaround, man. This tournament. Wide open on the left. He's got his arm open. He's screaming for you, dude. He's got 40 fucking yards of open space in front of him. Dude, he had shit tons of space. Crossed in, Chiellini, the 38, 55-year-old, and it out. Now, LAFC is pushing forward. Are they going to try and counter on this? No, Monterrey intercepts. Now, Monterrey's pushing forward, out to the right-hand side. Now, they're going to get a cross in. Good footwork there by number 19. He shoots it in. The keeper barely stops it. And it's in for Monterrey! And it's in for Monterrey! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Fucking A! Fucking A! This tournament, man! This fucking tournament! What play for Monterrey? Amazing play from Monterrey. The one touch, the consistent passes, the amazing footwork there from number 19. I don't know his name, but absolutely amazing footwork. The killer instinct to follow up on that shot and get the rebound off of it. Absolutely fantastic play for Monterrey. And I said earlier that the one thing that they were missing was that clinical striker, that killer instinct at the end, that final touch, that final movement. Well, they have shown it in the past 5 to 10 minutes, and they absolutely deserve this result. They absolutely deserve this result. Amazing team play there from Monterrey. Amazing job at not giving up, at staying on the front foot, at realizing your game plan is the right game plan. You just need to finish your opportunities. Didn't change up too much of their game plan. They continued the same way that they were playing in the first half. They continued at that in the second half. The only difference is their finishes have been clinical when they needed to be. But it looks like they are potentially reviewing this. So are they reviewing an onside, offside on this? Wait, so are they reviewing this? No. So are they reviewing this? I don't know what's going on. I guess they looked at it and it's a goal. What's going on right now? There are a bunch of players all going over the place. They're all yelling at the ref. What's going on right now? Are they still checking the goal? Literally everybody on the field looks confused, including the referee. Even while he's laughing, he still looks confused. What the fuck is going on right now? 9 minutes. 9 minutes of stoppage time. There's no way there has been 9 minutes of stoppage in the second half. Okay. This second half is going to be absolutely nuts. I'm taking my hat off because I'm taking it off and putting it back on and taking it off again the entire game. 9 minutes? How are there 9 minutes left in this game? All right, so LAFC just made 2 more changes. They've got like 8 minutes, 9 minutes maybe left in this game to draw even. Now, are they going to be able to do that? I think they can, but I swear to God, Monterrey is now going to do my least favorite thing in this game. They're going to waste time. They're going to use the gamesmanship and take like a minute and a half to put a ball back into play. I do think Monterrey is LAFC is a good enough team. They can, like, if any team can come back from this besides Miami with Messi, it's LAFC. But they don't have Carlos Vela, and that's a big loss for them tonight. And I think that really has made the difference in this game. Yeah, now the keeper's just holding on to the ball. He's just wasting the time. Didn't hold on to it too long, which is nice, but it's just, I really absolutely despise the gamesmanship of time wasting. But LAFC is pushing forward. What the fuck was that cross? What the fuck was that? Dude. He gets one touch on the ball and he kicks it like 60 yards forward directly out of bounds for a goal kick. Oh my goodness. I am so glad I don't have to work tomorrow, because when I work, I have to talk all the time. I'm not going to have a voice tomorrow. Oh, the power to Monterrey. I am so excited for Monterrey to be leading this game right now. I'm ecstatic that Liga MX still has a representative in this tournament. Now Monterrey has the ball in midfield. They're pushing forward. They look like they're fighting for a 4th goal here. They're looking like they're fighting for a 4th goal. LAFC is able to get the ball back, though, they kick it forward. 50-50 header. Falls to LAFC, but Monterrey gets the ball back. midfield. Now they're just going to try and play keep away right now. Monterrey draws the foul. Yeah, it looks like Monterrey is going to be able to kind of potentially run this out, which is not what I was expecting 15 fucking minutes ago. My God, this is why we love the beautiful game. This is why we love the beautiful game. It takes 5 minutes to completely switch it around. Oh my God. Now, Mexican fans can say that the Leagues Cup has been rigged against them. Completely disagree. The main disadvantage has been the fact that you've had to travel consistently. But my God, I am so happy that there is still potentially going to be a Liga MX team represented in the semifinals as they push forward, and they still have the ball right now in LAFC's half of the pitch. And honestly, Monterrey look like they have control of this game at this point. Although, nope, goes out for a Monterrey kick or Monterrey throw in. My goodness freaking gracious, man. When Leagues Cup started, I did not expect much from it. But nearly every single game has been incredible. Not every game, like the Nashville, Minnesota game earlier where Minnesota lost by like 5. I'm sure that wasn't an incredible game, but there have been an insane number. Like the ratio of incredible games for Leagues Cup has been it's been ridiculous, man. With the way Leagues Cup has gone, I would not be surprised if LAFC scores an equalizer on like the last kick of the game. That would not shock me at all. And if a team's able to do that, it's LAFC. They've got the quality, they've got the skill. But right now, Monterrey, they've got control. They're actually pushing forward right now, and they've got a good possession. They're just kind of holding on to the ball. They're just like, you know what? We're going to get this, but they're still pushing forward. Right outside of the LAFC box, I don't know his name, but number 19 has been a beast outside of the box. He's the one that set up that equalizer. But now LAFC is on the counter, and a vicious foul by that number 19. That's based on what the ref was calling yellow cards earlier in this game. That's not a yellow card. In a normal game, yeah, that's a yellow card. But based on the things the ref was saying was a yellow card earlier in the game, I don't know if a yellow card does it for that. That's not necessarily consistent enough with his previous calls. Now LAFC has got the ball in Monterrey's half of the pitch. They've got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left with the basic stoppage time that's been given to everybody. Can they do this? Can they draw it even? I would not be surprised with the way that Leagues Cup has gone so far. They cross it in. Monterrey gets it out. It goes out for an LAFC throw-in. He's like, oh, I don't know where to throw it. It's like, dude, you got like 1 minute left. Just get it into one of your players' feet. LAFC gets the ball. They're going to play advantage on those fouls. Makes sense to me, to be honest. LAFC is pushing forward. They push it out to the left-hand side. Falls back to the feet of LAFC. Can they do anything with this? They've got 15, 20 seconds left. Cross into the box for LAFC. And in the middle of the box, Monterrey gets it out. And Monterrey has the ball at their feet now. Can they just hold on for the final 15 to 20 seconds? It's a throw-in for LAFC. Stoppage time is officially at that 99-minute mark. We are pretty much at the end of the game. This is the last move. They have got to get the ball in the box if LAFC wants to do anything. They don't have time to waste right now. There is no time to just pass it around. They get it into the box, and it goes to the Monterrey keeper, and that has got to be the game. That has got to be the game for Monterrey. That's got to be Monterrey's victory right there. There's no more time left. We're about to cross into the 101st minute. They send it forward. The ref still hasn't blown the whistle. They blow it for offside, but they're still playing? There hasn't been another minute of stoppage time in the stoppage time. Why is he still playing? LAFC crosses it back in again, but it goes out for a goal corner? How are we still playing? I do not believe that these games are rigged, but if LAFC scores on this, there is no reason why we should have been playing for the last minute and 20 seconds. There was not another minute of stoppage time. But they put it in for the cross, and it goes out for a goal kick. That's got to be game. There is no reason why we should have played an extra minute and a half beyond the regular stoppage time. There wasn't another minute and a half of stoppage once the 90-minute mark had come and gone. It wasn't there. Whistle blown, and it's a Monterrey victory. As a U.S. men's national team fan, it pains me to say, but I am super, super glad that Monterrey won this game. It makes me so happy that the Leagues Cup still has two separate leagues being represented within it. Having Monterrey still being able to represent Liga MX in this tournament, that even as a U.S. men's national team fan who absolutely despises Mexican fans, this is so good to see. For both leagues, this means so much, I feel like, to both leagues. Monterrey, hats off to you. You stayed to your game plan throughout this game. Even when you were down 2-0, even when you conceded a penalty in the first 20 seconds of this game, you held strong. You stayed to your game plan. You continued to push forward. You didn't always have those clinical strikers. You really didn't. But in those last dying moments, the last 15 minutes of this game, the players that you needed to step up, they stepped up. Great performance from Monterrey. LAFC, you had a really good tournament. I don't think you showed up necessarily for this game as well as the scoreboard would indicate. I don't think you really deserved the 2 goals considering the overall gameplay that you had for this game. But again, Leagues Cup strikes. Just absolutely insane. I thought this was definitely, again, top 5 games of this tournament, and this tournament has had some absolutely fantastic games. So I am incredibly excited for the semifinals for this Leagues Cup. So much more so than I ever thought that I would be. I never expected this Leagues Cup to be as exciting and as just nail-biting as it has been, but almost every single game has delivered in excitement and entertainment. It has been a beautiful showcase, and I cannot say enough for the way that these games have gone. And again, absolutely congratulations to Monterrey. You were the better team on the day. You went behind early on, but you never gave up. You continued to fight. You've never had that clinical striker throughout 90% of this game, but when it really mattered, your players stepped up and finished the important opportunities that they needed to finish. And LAFC, they really were hurt by the lack of Carlos Vega tonight, or Vela tonight. I really think that he would have completely changed the way that this game had ended up. But man, what a game! Congratulations to Monterrey. Tomorrow we've got a game in Phoenix for Phoenix Rising. I'm thinking about going to that. I'm probably going to do a vlog for that instead of a live video tomorrow night. But man, what a game. And I will be back for the semifinals of Leagues Cup because fuck, man, this tournament has been better than it had any right to ever be. So I hope you guys have a great Friday night. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And until next time, everybody, be safe, and I'll see you again later. Bye-bye. If you're ready for more and something bigger than yourself, we're ready for you.